For those of you that don't know me, faces are becoming more and more familiar that we have so much support with the same volunteers, military families, and so many coming forth to support Adopt a Soldier and the Peotone American Legion that I feel so blessed. But I always feel it necessary when I see a few familiar and unfamiliar faces to start all over again and let you know why we're here and what we're doing. So I'm going to go over all of that, but before we do, we have a local Air Force, where if I can find her, Laura, there she is. Laura, local Peotone woman, 23 years I think, Air Force, right? 24 years, just retired. Laura, would you stand up? We want to thank her for her service. Now that you're a veteran, you don't get to be embarrassed up here, but we'll look for you a lot in the Legion. Hope that you can join our family here and become a part of it.
And just signed up as a Legion member.
All right, all right. Okay, so Adopt a Soldier, what is it? Why are we here? Adopt a Soldier started about 1.5 years ago, and today I see a lot of my kids here today. So can I have my Adopt a Soldier people stand up for me just so that we can see that they're back, they're here to visit for the holiday, they're supporting us? Matthew, don't you push her up, you are too. Pretty sure I sent you a stocking. Michael, where's Michael hiding somewhere? Where's that Michael? Where's old Michael? Old Michael? Yeah. James is here somewhere. There he is. So we're growing. Okay, you can sit down. I won't make you embarrassed. So 1.5 years ago, Adopt a Soldier was formed. It was formed for a various amount of reasons, which a lot of you have heard before. One of the most important reasons to me was the loneliness and emptiness I felt when my child went off to boot camp. Yes, boot camp. Not war, boot camp. And I realized very quickly that there was nobody that I could identify with. Us military parents don't wear uniforms. We don't live on a base, so we don't know who else is going through all this. And so, you know, it was a hard time for me. It was a real hard time. And so that being in the back of my mind, I came and I was working at the Legion and hooked up with my vets here and started to realize that there was something going on here that could be used so much more. The reason I thought that is my oldest son, Tony, Marine Corps, went and had a not such a good experience in Iraq, which I guess you can't have. And I realized very quickly when he came home and got out that he had changed a little bit. And it was a little difficult to understand what he was going through. No matter how much as a mother, as some of the wives, as some of the fathers, brothers, sisters, we can't know what these people experience unless we've been there ourselves. And so I found it very difficult to be able to help him. And as a mother, that was very frustrating. So when I started working at the Legion and I started to get to know my vets here, a lot of my Vietnam vets, there were some World War II vets at the time, my Korean vets, learning about the Korean War, how there wasn't a big celebration when our Korean guys came home, right, Barney?
No.
So they didn't have anything. So I started to learn that this was unfortunately something that's been going on forever, but now in today's society everything's got a name. So as I was talking and realizing that here was a place that maybe my son could be embraced, maybe where he would have the brotherhood again that he missed so terribly when he got out of the Corps. He had those family members, his brothers, but everybody spread out. So I said, Tony, I said, you know, just come down to the Legion. Come down and just meet some of these guys. Finally, after about, I don't know, 4 years or 5 years, I got him down here. And I realized for the first time in 5 years, I guess it was, I don't know, he sat down at the bar amongst some of my vets, and I saw his body language relax for the first time since he had gotten out. And I realized that even without words being said, that he was amongst brothers again. Something that he couldn't find once he left the service. So, with all that being said, Adopt a Soldier started to evolve and to be born, and so that places like the Legion and the VFWs and these different places will keep their doors open, and that these young soldiers, Marines, airmen, Navy, sailors, that they all know there's a place to come, that their families know that there's support here for them 24/7, and I mean 24/7. You look at the back of our shirts, it says Beyond the Yellow Ribbon, and we mean it. And Adopt a Soldier, our veterans, our volunteers, our parents, we've proven that time and time again, and our Legion members are jumping on board, and they're proving that time and time again. So that's where Adopt a Soldier came from. It came from my heart, and it came from all the military, other moms and dads and people that jumped on board to help support us. And so that's what brings us here today. We have two new, I use soldier and I'm so bad. Because I have two sons Marine Corps, you're not supposed to call a Marine a soldier. But we have a Marine that we're gonna welcome into our family today. And then we have a young man that leaves in a week, where is he at? There's Nick, for Army boot camp. So we've got one that's been in for a while. Clayton, how long have you been in?
Year and a half.
Year and a half. And we've got one just going in. So that just shows if we can reach them in the beginning and let them know this is home, if we reach them in the middle, if we reach them at the end, as long as we can build that bond with these young people, both men and women, hopefully we're going to take this PTSD and we're going to smash it in the flipping ground. I said flipping. Because that's what it takes. And I'm going to tell you a little story when we're done coining, because it's Christmas time and because I want people to know what Adopt a Soldier does besides send boxes and goofy things to our kids when they're overseas. We do some really good work here at home too, so I want to share that with you. And I want our kids to know that too, that are Adopt a Soldier that are home that don't know that we do that. So that's something important we want to share today. So let's get this show on the road. Clayton and Nick, let me have you come up here for a minute, please. This isn't the embarrassing part. This is Nick going in the Army in what, a week and a half?
Yeah, a week.
A week. He's got it down to hours and days, I'm sure. All right. And Clayton, Marine Corps, about a year and a half. So these are two family members. Okay, what I failed, I'm going to have you boys come over here. Boys, kids, I don't know. Michael's old and I still call him one of those kids. Ah, love you, Michael. Okay. Gunny Sergeant doesn't mean beans to me. Okay. So, what we do here at Adopt a Soldier, for our young men and women to know what's going on when they're not here, and to know that someone's always here for them, thinking about them. The family that is, no matter what, a phone call away. If you're worried about your mom or a girlfriend or a family member and you can't get a hold, you know you can get a hold of one of us and we'll do it for you. Because the most important thing that you're going to do, and Clayton, you know this already, and you're going to learn this, Nick, is that your missions, your job, where you're going is the most important thing. To keep your mind focused on that and not have to worry about things back home. And that's where we come in to hopefully give you a little bit of peace in that matter. Because you never know. You know, you may be halfway around the world and be worried about something that you can't get a hold of them. You know, you can always get a hold of one of us. Okay? And what I'm going to do is we're going to go with Clayton first. And I'm going to ask our veteran, Marine Corps veteran, Dave Drawley, to come up. The coin that Dave's going to give Clayton is that representation of what I'm saying. And I never tell these guys what to say, our vets. So it's coming from their heart, their experience, and what maybe if they had when they left, what it might have meant to them. So Clayton, I'm going to let you go first with Mr. Drawley.
Well, thank you, Sue, and thank you for everything you do. Let's give Sue a big hand. I'll just be brief, because Clayton is the reason I'm up here. But Sue, you've made the Legion mean so much more to me. Thank you for that very much. Well, Clayton, it's been a while since I was in the Marine Corps. And where'd you go to boot camp at?
San Diego.
Oh, you were a Hollywood Marine. I was a Hollywood Marine. Thank God. Did you hear about Paris Island ever?
Yes.
Oh, do you like gnats?
No.
That was good. Well, we went down to Paris Island. Thank God my dad had a farm down there. I was in the Marine Corps boot camp down there. But I wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart, on behalf of the American Legion, everything that you do for us, for how you stepped up to the plate to help protect our country, to take care of us. And just to give you a little brief background about the American Legion. Our American Legion has always been a great place to be a member of. The Legion does so many things for the community, and the big thing is, maybe somebody else will talk about this, but is giving to the needy in time of need, the Christmas gifts they give out, different things like that. But the other thing that has meant so much to me is the fact that it's just not American Legion. It's to recognize the folks that come back. Gunny Sergeant Seaman back here, we recognized him and other folks when they came back to Peotone, but also to recognize the young people for giving their time, their life, and their sacrifice to our country that they do. So the other family I have to mention that I think of when I think of Marines is the Skyberg family. Peggy Skyberg, they just had a coining for somebody in your family, Gary, her children, and probably a couple other more generations that I don't know about. But Semper Fi to you, the best always. May you have a successful career and come back safe and sound. And here's the Marine Corps coin, excuse me, not the Marine Corps coin, the American Legion coin that we would like to present to you on behalf of the American Legion. God bless you. Take care of yourself.
All right, thanks, Dave. Tony, I'm gonna have you come on up and welcome our soon-to-be Army. All right, Tony's a pro now. This is his second one.
All right, Nick, my name is Tony Just, and I belong to the Legion here now for about 4 months. I've been to a lot of Legions. Got drafted in the Army in 1967, and I'm proud of the Army. I went to Vietnam in 68. I was there 8 days. They needed 40 Marines to go north. Put your Army stuff away, soldier. You're a Marine now. Yeah. Bless you too, though, man. Yes, I know. So I'm proud of having you in the service with an old vet, some new vets, and we have a future, a wonderful future out here. And through our post of 392 here, we want to present you with this coin, and thank you for everything. Thank you. It's at the Mantino home, and through the World War II vets, the Korean vets, and the Vietnam vets of the Mantino home in Mantino, we're presenting you with this coin. And have one for you, young man, too. And we want to thank you for everything you do, and we have a heck of a future. Okay, guys.
Thanks, Tony. Now I'm going to ask my second counterpart. My other one's bartending tonight, so she's over there, Pat. Can't forget about Pat. We love you, Pat. Alan Blog, Vietnam veteran, who is going to come out. There she is! A little background. When our very first coining, which is Josh, who is now in Germany, he is Air Force. He was our very first soldier, or airman, whatever, that we coined. And I debated about whether or not what to do as far as a cross. I gave my son one when he left for Iraq, and it gave me comfort. And so I debated, and that day I think my son came down, and he was the one that brought a cross to give to that first adopted soldier. So that's when I said, the heck with it, I'm doing it. I don't care who you believe in, what you believe in, but I felt it was very important. And then I went and spent an afternoon with this man. And the story he's going to tell you is going to tell you exactly that that's confirmation that me giving the cross means something important. Okay, Ellen, let's go.
Some of you have probably heard this before, but it does mean a lot, and thank you, Sue. But they keep the cross we decided on in 1969. I landed at Benema Air Force Base, and when we landed, the Air Force Base was under attack, and so we got the planes opened up. Our gear was all in the belly of the plane because we had just come out of Fort Bragg, North Carolina. we had our helmets in Kevlar. So they opened up the door, and down at the bottom of the door was a Marine Corps chaplain with a baseball cap on. I don't know what they don't from baseball caps, but I forget whatever they, like he was at a Sunday afternoon picnic. And he was handing out these crosses. It's just a hemp rope and a porcelain cross. And this is the original cross handle from 1969. Gave us, blessed us, and then they handed us an M16 and 500 round ammo, but because they were under attack. So I wore this cross all through Vietnam, and I had some teeth marks in it. But I was lucky enough to come home. I seen a lot of my friends that were sometimes not more than 4 feet away get killed, and came home. And so when I got home, I never left this cross out of my sight. So down the road, my father-in-law come down with, he was 81, 82 maybe. He had to have a quadruple bypass. In 82, a quadruple bypass, chancellor. So I gave him a cross, so he took it in. Well, he's still here. But, and then I gave it to some of my nephews. 2 that went to one Afghanistan, 1 Kuwait, and Afghanistan, and 1 nephew that was sick, and all 3 of them brought it back to me. So I do have a very strong belief in that saying that, and it's not to do with religion, because I'm not saying I'm Catholic, Protestant, or anything. It comes down, I believe that it's just a faith in God, your country, and yourself is what it's all about. And that's why we give these soldiers this cross. Which, I'm not going to give them a real one.
All right.
Want to see this cross? Nick, your mom out there?
Yep, Amy, come on up here, please, for just a minute. This is Nick's mom, guys. Yeah.
Nick, I present with this cross. Again, it has nothing to do with religion. It's just have faith in God, your country, and above all, yourself and family. There you go.
What did you get, Clayton? Then we'll explain why we're gonna have. I gave it to you. I didn't make one mistake in 2019.
And I'm going to say the same thing. This cross is not anything to do with religion. It's just to wear it. It's a faith in God, yourself, your country, and yourself. And that will protect you and your others. Thank you very much.
Now, the reason we brought Amy up this year is because when you get to boot camp, Nick, you're not gonna be able to wear that. Most times, and correct me if I'm wrong, some of you guys that are past boot camp now, but once you're past boot camp, I believe you can have the cross on, that's the only thing you can wear, correct? Okay, so since Nick, you won't be able to wear it when you're in boot camp, what we wanna do is we want you to give it to your mom, that she hangs on and wears it and thinks of you while you're at boot camp growing, and then when you get back, then she will go ahead and present it to you. Okay? All right. Put it on your mom. This whole mic thing, I have a big mouth, I'd rather just yell.
I'll take it.
Camera on. Kind of dark in here.
Sounds like a thunderstorm out here.
There you go. Got it? All right.
not done yet. Now that you've got this, I would like to, both of you have heard the Easy Company World War II Band of Brothers. I'm a big time believer. Gotcha. Big time firm believer in that, and I'd like to honor you and join you to the Band of Brothers. Nick already knows this one. The handshake they're supposed to remember forever. I'm sorry. They're supposed to remember because that means brothers love forever. Okay, I'm not done yet. I want to say all the veterans, World War II, World War I, Vietnam, especially partial to, is most of us were all drafted. Like I wasn't in World War II, didn't see that. I know in Vietnam, even though they were 18, 19, 20-year-old kids, and as our drill sergeant called us at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, plow boys, hog primers, every other thing just to instill, training into, is a lot of them died. But we're all drafted. And before I bring these two in, I want to say, and at the time I felt we were the force or the generation to protect our freedom. Now, I've been saying the last few times, is welcome to the new generation of freedom. But the one thing I'm the most proud of, these kids are all volunteers.
Okay, we have a couple other presentations for you young men. Ed from the SAL, which is the Sons of American Legion, are going to come up and give you some recognition. Oh Lord, I really don't like this thing, guys.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, it's my honor to present these certificates to you guys tonight. I have one for Mick as well as one for Clayton. They state Sons of the American Legion, Detachment of Illinois. Certificate of Honor. This certificate is presented to honor Nick and of course Clayton as well. The United States Army in recognition of the grateful appreciation for serving in the United States Armed Forces in the name of freedom and democracy, and for allegiance to God and country, in courteously protecting our liberty and independence, presented by the Detachment of Illinois on this 22nd day of December 2013, and signed by myself, Illinois Detachment Commander, Sons of the American Legion. And this one is. Coin for you as well from the Sons of the American Legion, and this is to show that you guys have our back, we have your back.
Okay, and we are very lucky in this Christmas holiday season for the president of our village of Peotone, Mr. Duran, President, Mayor, come on up here.
Well, Nick and Clayton, this is your hometown. This is your home base. And the people of the village of Peotone and the greater Peotone area like to recognize the service to community. And you'll notice I'm wearing a village pin that's got a blue background. And I have for each of you a village pin with the blue background. The difference between the blue background and the white background is pretty simple. The blue background is only given for community service, not only to the village, but to the country. You two gentlemen, one starting out, one most of the way through, have given service to protect the freedom that all of us enjoy, so that we can have gatherings like this and everything that we hold dear as part of being in America. So gentlemen, first I want to give you each a pin. And, whoops. I just gave away the secret. This is also a village pen, which happens to have a light on the end of it, which may come in handy at some time. So, to each of you I present an official Village of Peotone pen. And thank you.
I think I got it. All right, boys, it's official. You're one of the family. You went through all of that. I'm gonna have our veterans come up real quick to say congratulations. That means you young guys and older ones, Michael, that I just love to pick on them, that are part of Adopt a Soldier. You are a veteran now, so I'd like you to come up, welcome 2 of our newest members to the family, and then I'm going to have everybody sit down. Because of the holiday season, I have something I'm going to share with you real quick, and then we'll do pictures and food, okay? So veterans, come on up here, welcome these new guys into our family.
You only have a few years on it, though.
Lance, welcome. Yeah.
Pretty good, you just get set up for later. Watch it.
Oh, it already came up. I said, have you guys go to warning?
One's connected.
World War II right here, people. We will, just a second. Okay, boys, you can go ahead and sit down for a minute. Thank you, veterans. And if I could just get your attention for 1 minute. Up here are 2 silhouettes that one of my adopted soldiers' grandfather made for us. And I put them out today for 2 reasons. It is the holiday season, and we have a lot of our troops that aren't going to be home. A lot of our soldiers that are part of our group aren't going to be home. So that's a reminder that we think of them over this holiday season. The other is obvious universal symbol of those that were taken from us and gave the ultimate sacrifice. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to have the computer back in the back and you can watch the video, but right now if you'd all just listen very closely to A Soldier's Silent Night, and just give a minute to those that can't be with us over the holidays, for their family members that are missing them, and for those that have gone home to be eternally peaceful and happy. Can't hear it, can you?
In a one-bedroom house made of plaster and stone. I'd come down the chimney with presents to give. To see just who in this dwelling did live. I looked all around. Strange sight to see. No tinsel.
Let me start it over.
Not even a tray.
Yeah, okay.
No stocking.
This is when I need my 9-year-old grandson. Yeah. Here we go. That's good.
It was the night before Christmas. He lived all alone in a one-bedroom house made of plaster and stone. I had come down the chimney with presents to give, to see just who in this dwelling did live. I looked all around, a strange sight to see. No tinsel, no presents, not even a tree. No stockings on the mantel, just boots filled with sand. On the wall hung pictures of far distant lands. Medals, badges, awards of every kind. A sobering thought came alive in my mind. This house was different. It was dark, it was dreary. I had found the home of a soldier. I could see that most clearly. The soldier lay sleeping, silent, alone, curled up on the floor in this one-bedroom home. His face was so gentle, the room in such disorder, not at all how I pictured a United States soldier. Was this the hero of whom I'd just read, curled up on a poncho, the floor for a bed? Then I realized the other families that I saw this night owed their lives to soldiers who were willing to fight. In the morning around the world, children would play. Grown-ups would celebrate a bright Christmas day. But they all enjoyed freedom each month of the year because of soldiers like the one lying here. I couldn't help but wonder how many lay alone on a cold Christmas bless you this night.
I just want to say, God bless all of these veterans. God bless my crew here. God bless all of you for supporting this important mission. And most of all, prayers out for all, for that everybody has a peace and a happy Thanksgiving. Geez, God. He knew he had to make you laugh. A Merry Christmas, and that we think of everybody that's not with us. God bless.